Hello students. In the last video, we presented you with a couple of challenging questions that required you to find some other angles before you could find the one that you're actually being asked to find. So in this video, we have two more challenging questions. And notice there's no red dot here. So I'll give you a hint on this one. What you're going to have to do here is draw in another line. So I'm not going to tell you where. So see if you can figure it out. Okay, so stop the video and see if you can find the size of angle X. Okay, let's see how you went. Now, some students want to join these two lines up there, and they're sort of making the assumption then that that's going to be like 90 degrees in there and 90 degrees in there. Well, we can't really do that. We don't know if that's true or not. It might be true, but given the information we have, we can't say for sure that that is the case. So here's the secret. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go over and get my tool for drawing straight lines, vertical line in particular. I'll make it nice and red. Okay, and here's the line that I'm going to draw, just there. Okay, now why did I put that line in? Well, this is also parallel to the other two. So now I have the C rule. If that's 40 degrees, that's 140 degrees. If that's 42, well, that's 180. That's 180 take 42. Well, 180 take 40 is 140 take 2. So that is 138 degrees. And that's using the C rule. So I'll call that one angle A. I'll call that one angle B. And I can say angle A equals 180 take 40, which is 140 degrees. And I used the C rule for that. Co-interior angles add to 180. Similarly, for angle B, 180 take 42 is 138 degrees. And the reason is the same. Co-interior angles add to 180. And then finally, we know that all the angles around a point add to 360. So X equals 360 subtract, well, let's add these together. That's like 140 plus 140 is 280, but take away the 2 is 278. And 360 take 278. I find these easiest to do by adding. So to get from 78 to 300, I've got to add 22 plus another 60. That's 82 degrees. And let's do a quick check. 270 plus 80 is 350 plus 10 is 360. So that's going to be correct. And the last geometry fact that I use for that is angles around a point add to 360. So when you get into your more challenging questions, sometimes you might have to add an extra line. Okay, one last question on this. Okay, find the size of angle X. I'm not going to give you any hints on this one. Have a go, and then start the video to check your answer once you're finished. Okay, let's see how you went. Well, it turns out, once again, we're going to have to draw an extra line in here, so I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line this time, and I'm just going to draw it just in there, like so. So, once again, I now have the C rule, so I'll call that angle A, I'll call that angle B, and I know that A is 180 take 145. So A is 180 take 145, which is 35 degrees. And for that, I'm using the fact that co-interior angles add to 180, which students call the C rule, since it looks like the letter C. Similarly, I can find angle B. Well, that's going to be 180 take 170. 180 subtract 170 is 10 degrees. Also using the C rule. And then finally, these three angles have to add to 180. So now I can find x and say x is equal to 180. Take away, and 35 plus 10 is 45. So 180 take away 45 degrees. And that gives me 135 degrees. That's the answer. And my coded reason for that is angles on a straight line add to 180. So there we go. Now we've looked at 14 geometry facts and some problems involving those, and we finished off with some nice challenge problems. Thank you very much for watching the video series.